people in prison for social media posts and fought Keir Starmer's police state and won.
Police officers with broken teeth, a prolapsed disc, a concussion, officers with bricks, fireworks, and wooden planks raining down on them, not in a war zone on the streets of England. In a matter of days, the United Kingdom descended into the worst social unrest it had seen in over a decade. So what actually happened? Who's really behind it? And what does it mean for the future of Britain? Stay with me because this story is bigger than most people realize. Welcome back if you're new here. This channel is where we break down the world's biggest political stories without the spin. Hit subscribe so you never miss one. Today we're going deep on the UK's far-right riots, a wave of violence that swept through more than 27 towns and cities, from Southport to Sunderland, from Rotherham to the gates of Downing Street itself. And then, just over a year later in September 2025, a massive rally that put 26 more officers in hospital. This isn't just a UK story. This is a story about misinformation, political rage, and what happens when social media hands extremists a megaphone. Let's get into it. It started with an unthinkable tragedy. On July 29, 2024, a 17-year-old named Axel Rudakubana walked into a children's dance and yoga class in Southport, northwest England, and stabbed multiple children. 3 little girls were killed: Bebe King, age 6, Elsie Stancombe, age 7, and Alice da Silva Aguiar, age 9. The nation was devastated. And then within hours, the lies began. False information spread like wildfire on social media. A name with no official source, Ali al-Shakati, was being shared online, falsely identifying the attacker as a Muslim immigrant. The suspect was in fact born in Cardiff, Wales, but even after police confirmed this, agitators continued to decry immigration and Muslims. Prominent figures poured fuel on the fire. Tommy Robinson told his 800,000 followers that there was more evidence to suggest Islam is a mental health issue rather than a religion of peace. Andrew Tate falsely claimed the attacker had arrived on a boat. And Nigel Farage questioned whether police were being truthful about whether the attack was terror-related. 3 grieving families, 3 empty seats, and a machine of disinformation already in motion before the funerals had even taken place. That's the spark. Now, let's talk about the fire. What followed was the largest incident of social unrest in England since 2011. In Southport, a demonstration outside the local mosque turned violent almost immediately. Protesters attacked police officers, injuring over 50, burned a police van, and attacked the mosque itself. That was just the beginning. Over the following weekend, crowds of far-right agitators set fire to hotels housing asylum seekers in 2 cities, leaving those inside trapped and terrified. CNN, think about that. People who had fled war and persecution trapped inside burning buildings by a mob. In Rotherham, rioters threw bricks, glass bottles, and wooden planks at officers and sprayed them with fire extinguishers. NPR. In Hull, 25 people were arrested after rioters attacked police with bricks and fireworks, set vehicles alight, and looted several shops, leaving 11 officers injured. In Sunderland, hundreds of demonstrators threw stones at riot police near a mosque, overturned vehicles, and set a car alight near a police station. 4 injured officers were taken to hospital. And in London, right outside Downing Street, 111 people were arrested as officers were hit by bottles and physically attacked. NPR. By the end of it all, 1,840 arrests, 1,103 charges, sentences ranging up to 9 years. In some affected areas, residents began marking their homes with signs indicating their nationality to avoid attacks, a chilling echo of historical patterns of ethnic scapegoating. This wasn't spontaneous. This was organized. But here's the part the headlines often skip over. How was this coordinated so fast, across so many cities, so effectively? Police officials described the organizers as being in distinct far-right groups, coordinating online under banners like "Enough is Enough," "Save Our Kids," and "Stop the Boats." Researchers found that disinformation on Telegram falsely claiming a Muslim asylum seeker was responsible for the Southport attack helped trigger unrest across those 27 towns. Far-right groups used AI-generated content, geolocated ads, and what analysts call meme warfare to inflame tensions and spread disinformation, turning spontaneous anger into organized insurgency. This is the new playbook. Tragedy happens. False narrative launches within hours. Influencers amplify. Extremists mobilize. Officers get injured. Communities get terrorized. And on social media, the narrative being pushed was that the police were engaged in two-tier policing, giving preferential treatment to ethnic minorities while cracking down on white protesters. Users described the rioters as largely peaceful, ordinary British citizens. Taylor and Francis online. That framing ordinary citizens versus a tyrannical state is what makes this movement so dangerous. It repackages racist violence as patriotism. And it didn't stop in 2024. Fast forward to September 13, 2025. Tommy Robinson, real name Stephen Yaxley Lennon, organizes what he calls a unit, the Kingdom March in London. The Metropolitan Police estimated between 110,000 and 150,000 people, turned out significantly exceeding even the organizers' own estimate. 26 officers were injured, 4 seriously, after facing what police described as unacceptable violence. Injuries included broken teeth, a possible broken nose, a concussion, and a prolapsed disc. Speakers at the event included Elon Musk via video link, French far-right politician Eric Zemmour, and members of Germany's AfD party. This was no longer just a British movement. This was an international far-right gathering on the streets of London. Musk told the crowd, whether you choose violence or not, violence is coming to you. You either fight back or you die. Interior Minister Shabana Mahmood condemned those who attacked police and warned that anyone involved in criminal activity would face consequences. But the question many are asking is, at what point does condemnation stop being enough? So let's recap what we know. 3 children were murdered. Lies spread within hours. 27 towns descended into violence. Over 1,800 people arrested. Dozens of officers hospitalized. Mosques attacked. Hotels set on fire with people inside. And then a year later it happened again. Bigger, with international backing. The UK is not uniquely vulnerable to this. The same playbook is being used in Germany, France, the United States. The formula is always the same. Find a tragedy, attach a lie, and weaponize the anger of people who feel left behind. The answer to that isn't simple. But the first step is understanding exactly what's happening and not looking away. If this video gave you a clearer picture of what's going on in the UK, do me a favor, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need to see this. Subscribe if you want clear, fact-based breakdowns every week. And drop a comment below. I want to know. Do you think social media companies are doing enough to stop the spread of misinformation that leads to real-world violence? Let's talk about it. I'll see you in the next one.